Welcome back to another episode of the Mentoring Minute with Dan Comeau as part of the Educational AD podcast. We will get with Dan in just a second, but first let's hear from our podcast sponsors. This is the Mentoring Minute with Dan Comeau. We want to thank Violet Defense for their support of the podcast and the Mentoring Minute. Go to violetdefense.com for more information. Violet Defense is dedicated to protecting our world from germs by bringing the power of UV disinfection to everyday spaces. Their patented technology enables them to harness the power of the sun to incorporate ultraviolet light into products and environments like never before. Whether you're ready to implement existing products, or if you'd like to explore researching and developing a custom deployment of their technology for your school, Violet Defense has the solutions and the experience you need. Thanks again to Violet Defense for their support, and go to violetdefense.com for more information. We also want to thank Sideline Interactive. You know, it's becoming harder and harder to fund an athletic department these days, but Sideline Interactive's indoor scoring tables and video boards can generate $10,000 or more every year, while also creating excitement in the gym and the ultimate game day experience for your student athletes. Go to sidelineinteractive.com or call 832-786-0302 to schedule a live web demo and see their tables and boards in action. You can also email them at sales@sidelineinteractive.com and find out exactly what these fantastic products can do for you. That's sales@sidelineinteractive.com. You won't be disappointed. We also want to say thank you to Wall of Fame by Vital Signs. You know, they are on a mission to bring your school's legacy to life. They provide a variety of interactive touchscreen video boards, along with an extensive library of templates to make it easier than ever to recognize the athletic achievements of your students, both past and present. For ideas on how to showcase your school's diverse history, along with your proudest moments, visit vitalsignswalloffame.com, or to learn more and get started with your own digital Wall of Fame tribute, call them at 614-981-3589 or email them at sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com. That's sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com. We also want to thank Huddle. At Huddle, we power sports. More than 180,000 teams, including some of the best in the world, use Huddle to elevate the performance of their teams using video and analytics. Huddle is the complete performance platform with online tools, mobile and desktop apps, smart cameras like the Huddle Focus. Of course, there's analytics and a whole lot more. Huddle's built for every level of play. If you're a club or a youth program, Huddle can help you. Of course, the high school and college levels are using Huddle, and even professional teams use Huddle to help their teams and athletes play better. You're in pretty good company with over 6 million users, including your student athletes, a lot of their parents, and the coaches for the college and university teams you're trying to get your kids recruited to. If you want to find out more about what Huddle can do for you and how your school can become a Huddle school, go to their website at huddle.com and talk to their professionals. Remember, at Huddle, we power sports. And we also want to thank Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack for sponsoring the Athletic Director's Toolbox segment of our podcast. You know, Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack are a quick, easy, and affordable way for you as an athletic director to collect some comprehensive data that allows you to evaluate and improve every aspect of your athletic program. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack also gives you access to the 95% of the players and the parents who really love your program, and it gives them a voice to help demonstrate the importance that a positive athletic experience has for them. Go to athleticsurveys.com and check out their testimonials, and then give them a call at 1-800-738-6466, or you can email them at info@athleticsurveys.com to get started. Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack. Let them help you take your athletic program from good to great. Welcome back, everyone, to another Mentoring Minute as part of the Educational AD podcast. We're speaking with Dan Comeau, longtime Florida athletic director and past president of our state association. He's also the chairman of our mentoring committee and is really regarded nationally as a mentoring guru. Dan, what do you have for us today in the Mentoring Minute?
Well, Jake, today I'd like to talk a little bit about some off-campus coaches. As time goes on and we look at our athletic programs, it's more and more difficult to find coaches that are on campus, and we have to look to the outside to bring on head coaches and assistant coaches that are off campus. But the importance is that they know exactly what high school athletics is all about. And, there's often times where people will come up, parents, dads, moms, and say, hey, look, I want to help you. And it's easy to say, well, yes, come on board. But there's a lot of information that needs to be processed before that happens. And after the break, I want to talk to you a little bit about, some of the things that the off-campus coaches need to know.
It's just so important. When you and I 100 years ago were in high school, I think it was rarity to have an off-campus coach. Coaches were teachers, the history teacher, the science teacher, that's where the coaches came from. And they were part of that daily school routine of, taking attendance and, discipline in the hallways. And now it's just a completely different era. So you're absolutely right. Communicating all those facets to those off-campus coaches is great. We're going to be back with Dan's presentation, but we're going to take a quick break and hear from a couple of our sponsors. Please stay with us. We want to thank Vital Signs Wall of Fame for their support of the Mentoring Minute and the podcast. Wall of Fame by Vital Signs has a mission to bring your school's legacy to life. They provide a variety of interactive touchscreen options, along with an extensive library of templates to make it easier than ever to recognize the athletic achievements of your students, both past and present. For ideas on how to showcase your school's diverse history along with your proudest moments, visit vitalsignswalloffame.com or learn more and get started with your own digital Wall of Fame tribute. Call them at 614-981-3589 or email them at sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com. That's sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com. You won't be disappointed. We're back with Dan Comeau and the Mentoring Minute. Dan, you said you were going to share some best practices about off-campus coaches. What do you have for us?
Well, as an athletic director, it's very important that you know who your coaching staff is for all sports. And like I was saying earlier, head coaches, somebody will come in and say, hey, look, I can help you. And it's easy to say, yeah, come on board. But there has to be some things in place before you bring on some volunteer coaches or off-campus coaches. First of all, I think the athletic director needs to meet with these people and educate them on state and district policies and procedures on how to deal with high school athletes. High school athletes is an extension of the classroom. It is not, it's academic sports. It's not entertainment sport, as you see at the college level and pro level. The background checks need to be done on these coaches, and they need to know that this is educational-based athletics. We are teaching students time management, teamwork, sportsmanship, goal setting, dedication to a team, those are the things we're teaching our athletes. It is not entertainment sport, it's educational based sports. And a lot of the coaches that come on board don't understand that, and they need to be educated on that that trend of how to deal with high school sports. Again, I can't emphasize it enough. It's an extension of the classroom. Jake, I can tell you the name of every coach I had. I can't tell you who my math teachers were because I learned so much from educational-based athletics.
You know, again, you hit it on the head, and it's not a question of, right or wrong or good or bad, but it is different. Club sports, AAU teams, they have some great programs, but their goals and methods are very frequently different from what we are trying to do in the school setting, educational based athletics. And a good athletic administrator, like you said, is going to take the time to make sure that their coaches, whether they're off campus or not, know exactly what that school's vision, mission is. Okay. So really appreciate you sharing that.
Thank you.
If one of our listeners wants to reach out and pick your brain and maybe find out a little bit more about this subject or any of the other topics you've covered, what's the best way that they can get a hold of you?
Through email is great. DCOMEAU19@comcast.net. And I hope to see everybody at the National Convention in Denver. I think this is the last podcast before that event. And it should be, it always is such a great place to network and to learn and to get some ideas on how to run programs.
Yeah, absolutely. This is airing, this episode is airing December 7th. So the conference is coming up in just a couple of days. Dan and I will both be there. Please, if you see us, come up, introduce yourself, say hello. We'd love to meet you. And if you have questions, reach out to Dan and he's going to be the guy to help you out. Dan Comeau, thanks again for today's Mentoring Minute. And I guess I'll see you in a couple of days at Denver.
Great, Jake. Thank you so much.
For our listeners, remember the Zoom recordings of these interviews are uploaded to the Educational AD Podcast YouTube channel. You can see all the episodes. We appreciate you listening today. Come back again next time for another Mentoring Minute on the Educational AD Podcast. Thanks again to Hometown Ticketing for their support of the Mentoring Minute and the podcast. Hometown Ticketing is the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. Learn more about their platform at hometownticketing.com. Hometown Ticketing, simple and easy online ticketing.